Well. It looks like we got a new patch for Eternal. Oh, what's up, guys? It's Mulligan, and just gonna do a quick overview of the latest patch that just went live a couple hours ago. Fair warning, I am dealing with a bit of a a cough, so you might hear some coughing throughout the video. I'm gonna try my best to keep that to a minimum. I'm not sick or anything. I'm pretty sure it's allergies, so I just wanted to apologize in advance. It's actually something I've been dealing with for a while now, so this tends to happen to me every year when the seasons change, or at least every other year. But yeah, anyway, we're gonna go through this. Patch 1.25 is live. The major thing is the new campaign that we got, which is what many of us have dubbed Set 2.5, the Tale of Horus Traver. So you can unlock 23 new cards as you follow Talir in unraveling the mystery of Horus Traver. Costs 25,000 gold or 1,000 gems to get the entire campaign. Unlock it. Surprisingly, we got some new totems, which this I was not expecting. We got 2 new totems that got added to the store, the Xenon Obelisk and the Stone Scar Saloon. The Xenon Obelisk costs 900 gems, the Stone Scar Saloon costs 1,200 gems. And they updated the progression system, so for those that don't know, Eternal now has a progression system for each faction in the game. So you can level up each faction all the way up to level 100, and you get, for every level up you get something extra, like you'll get extra shift stones, extra gold, you get a couple of exclusive avatars and deck images that you can use for when you're building your decks, things like that. But this update in particular is for reaching level 20, so you get an updated basic totem for each faction that you level up to 20. So I already have all the factions past level 20, so that means I will automatically get the totem upgrade. And the progression bars have been redesigned. Okay. So. And we also got some card updates. So I guess we're going to talk about these first. I don't have much to say on these. Not a lot of them. I think these are the only 4 that actually got changed. Yeah. Valkyrie Militant, Cabal Bludgeoner, Sandglass Sentinel, and Topaz Drake. With Valkyrie Militant, getting the +2 armor, that's always appreciated. Valkyrie Militant did not see play in Constructed at all. Oh, real quick, it's a 4-power 2/2 with flying. And before, when you played a weapon, you gained +1 armor. Now you gain +2 armor. But yeah, this got picked in draft just because flying is so coveted in draft. It's usually how you end up winning games. But the +2 armor is definitely appreciated over the +1. This never saw play in Constructed, and even with this getting +2 armor, it's still not going to see play in Constructed because the stat line just 2/2 for 4 just doesn't get there, no matter what. But yeah, I don't think anything will change as far as Valkyrie Militant seeing Constructed play, and people will probably pick Militant slightly more in draft than they have normally. But let's move over to Cabal Bludgeoner. This was a 4-power 2/3 unit requiring 1 Shadow Influence to play, and she got +2/+2 while wielding a weapon. And now she is a 3/3. So Cabal Bludgeoner is, personally for me, it's interesting because I always hated that she was only a 2/3 for 4 power. I felt like that was way too low of a stat line, and that the ability didn't make up for it. But with the recent new cards that we got, because some of them were spoiled up until this point, it looked like the set was pushing a lot of Minotaurs. They want Minotaurs to be played. So Cabal Bludgeoner going up to a 3/3 definitely helps the Minotaur theme. If you want to make an Argentport deck for that. 3/3, I think it's a consideration for Constructed now. I don't think it's a heavy consideration, but I think now Cabal Bludgeoner, if you're going to build an Argentport Minotaur deck that's focused on weapons, which I don't see how you can build any other Argentport Minotaur deck. I think it has to focus on weapons, just from looking at the cards. I think Cabal Bludgeoner, you have to consider it at this point. She probably still won't end up seeing play in Constructed, especially since we got there's another card in Horus Traver that's also a 4-drop that I think it's better than this one. Although granted it's less aggressive. But I think she's a consideration. Let's leave it at that. If you want a more aggressive 4-drop, I should say, and a more aggressive 4-drop Minotaur. Okay, so Sandglass Sentinel. This was a 7-power 3/6, requiring 1 fire and 1 time influence to play. The ability was Overwhelm, and when you played a spell, Sandglass Sentinel got +3 this turn. Now it is a 4/6, and you get +4 strength this turn instead of +3 strength. So Sandglass Sentinel is a card that a lot of people just basically considered awful, and I was no different. I actually thought the card was good. Funny story. I thought it was good enough to see play in draft, and then after a couple of drafts trying it, that's when I realized, yeah, it's bad. It's just bad. It's not worth picking, and it definitely doesn't see play in Constructed either. With this change, it still will not see play in Constructed, most likely, even with it becoming an 8/6, because the whole spells matter thing that Praxis has as a sub-theme is just not that powerful. And Horus Traver, from what I've seen, hasn't really given us anything new to make that theme or archetype stronger, like a spell-heavy Praxis deck. So even with this becoming an 8/6 after you play a spell with Overwhelm, it's still not going to be good enough for Constructed, just because it costs 7. And you need to ask more than what Sandglass Sentinel is offering you for your 7 drops. Now for draft, I think the buff makes Sandglass Sentinel strong enough to be a consideration in draft. Now that it's a 4/6 that can become an 8/6. The only issue is that spells in draft are hard to come by, so you're not going to be able to activate Sandglass Sentinel that much. But it definitely fights better in combat and kills off more units now than it did as a 3/6. So yeah, drafters will consider this to put in their Praxis decks, their slower Praxis deck. Still won't see play Constructed though. And finally, Topaz Drake. 7-power 5/3 unit, requiring 1 fire, 1 primal influence to play. It's got flying and charge. This was a 4/3. So I personally think the card was terrible as a 4/3. And even in draft, I just didn't like picking it for draft. It definitely is unplayable in Constructed. But as far as draft goes, this becoming a 5/3, I still don't think you can really consider it. Well, you probably can now. 5 is a lot more than 4 as far as strength goes. So yeah, I would actually consider Topaz Drake now. And a sky, maybe like a slower draft deck that's running fire and primal. But it still won't see play in Constructed, even with the 1-point increase. But drafters will probably consider it. They'll consider this card. Excuse me. Alright, so real quick, I want to take a look at the... there were some bug fixes. I won't go over all of them because there are a couple for the phone. There was a UI, I guess quests were disappearing briefly when they first displayed. I never experienced that personally. There was a boss power that was bugged. That's no longer bugged. Not much other than that. Mainly just the card fixes, and there was some things about like Minotaur Lighthoof, False Prince, Grenade and Cannoneer. Spark ability used to be would not be blocked by Aegis, but now it will be. Well, I'll talk about the card fixes. Minotaur Lighthoof summon ability should now be optional. False Prince and Huru Envoy should no longer treat some global cards as cards that directly targeted them. We talked about Grenade and Cannoneer. Champion of Impulse should no longer lose her Fire Threshold ability after changing zones. And cards transformed by Knucklebones should no longer preserve their cost reduction. Well, those were all the card fixes. But I want to take a look at these totems real quick, and then we'll be done after that. Because the two main things I wanted to mention were Horus Traver and the card changes. The totems actually surprised me though, so let's hop in the store really fast. Sorry, I had a major cough there. Okay, so let's look at the Xenon Obelisk first. Okay, so let's power up. I love that you can preview these now. You couldn't preview these before, actually, which is pretty wild. That's dope. Okay, let's just power down. You can actually summon cockroaches. That's nice. That's cool. If I keep muting the mic, guys, I'm sorry. This cough is really getting me. I actually want to look at the Stone Scar Saloon. That's dope. I like that. It's like a little shootout when you win. Alright, Vulture arrive. Ooh. It's gonna set. Yep. That's what I was looking for. Just based on the picture. Alright, let's make this bird leave. Cool. Cool. Yeah, I like that. I don't know. I think I actually like the Xenon Obelisk better. I thought I was gonna like the Saloon better when I first heard about it, but I think I like the Obelisk better. I might have to probably got to buy some gems. I actually have not bought a Founders Pack yet. Yeah, I haven't bought a Founders Pack yet, but I'm probably going to. Okay, so 16 new missions, 23 new cards. Okay, so with that, we're basically done. I'll go into campaign just real fast, and we're not gonna go over the cards in this video, but I will be doing a set review for this new campaign. I'll review all 23 cards, and I'm looking to do it in the same fashion that I did the Legendary Crafting Guide and the when I was doing previews of Omens of the Past, when spoilers were getting revealed. I kind of want to do that style of video for you guys. So that might take a couple days for me to do that though, especially between, you know, putting everything together and my throat. Hopefully I can get my voice back to 100%. So I can actually talk without coughing every 3 minutes. But yeah, I'm definitely doing better, I will say, because like a week ago it was terrible, but I'm doing better now. Anyway. Yeah, that's coming. I plan to do that probably in the next few days, hopefully. Next couple days. But we're done. Before I keep rambling too long, I just wanted to let you guys know what was going on in the new patch. for those that haven't found out yet, if you like the content, just feel free to give this video a like. I don't do the patch videos that often. I tend to not do them unless it's something major that's happened, like we got card changes or something big. That's when I typically do patch videos. But yeah, feel free to look around the channel as well for other Eternal content, and consider subscribing so you don't miss future Eternal content coming from me. We just got done doing the legendary crafting guide, which that was amazing. I'm so glad I did that for you guys. Well, feel free to check that out too. I'll have a link to it on the screen. That way, if you guys are new and you want to start crafting legendaries for a particular faction or particular deck, just check out that playlist, because I have it split up into every single multi-faction in the game. So that way you guys don't have to look at like a giant video. But yeah. Thanks for taking time out of your day to watch this. And until next time, you guys take care.